Welcome to this podcast from Stratfor, leader in global intelligence.
There have been positive signals from Russia concerning Iran, as President Dmitry Medvedev says he agrees that Moscow needs to help Iran make what he calls a right decision about its nuclear program, even if that means considering sanctions. But will that translate to actual movement and not just rhetoric? Hello, I'm Marla Dial with the Stratfor Daily Podcast for Thursday, September 24th. During the meeting with President Barack Obama outside the UN General Assembly session, Medvedev had this to say.
Наша задача заключается в том, чтобы создать такую систему стимулов, которая позволит решить проблему мирного использования атомной энергии Ираном с одной стороны, но не допустит создания ядерного оружия с другой стороны.
Our task is to create such a system of incentives that would allow Iran to resolve its peaceful nuclear program, but at the same time prevent it from obtaining nuclear weapons.
The Russian leader also said that while sanctions are rarely productive, they are also at times inevitable. In another move that's being read positively, foreign ministers from the P5+1 group reached a consensus. They met while Iranian President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad was giving his UN address upstairs. British Foreign Secretary David Miliband delivered the joint statement.
We reiterate that we recognize Iran's rights under the international treaties to which it is a signatory. But with those rights come responsibility to the international community. We are united in our willingness to work with Iran on these matters. The meeting on the 1st of October will provide an opportunity to seek a comprehensive, long-term and appropriate solution to the Iranian nuclear issue through dialogue and negotiation. We expect a serious response from Iran and will decide, in the context of our dual-track approach, as a result of the meeting, on our next steps.
All of this is leading up to a summit-level meeting of the UN Security Council today, where both Russia and China are expected to go along with calls to strengthen the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. But it's far from clear, at least at this point, whether any of this will lead to a tougher clampdown on Iran over the nuclear issue. The U.S. has been pushing for sanctions against Iran and seems to be getting backing from some of the more reluctant world powers, but there's a world of difference between the UN's strongly worded statements and actually enforcing a sanctions regime, which in this case would target Iran's gasoline imports. The first question is whether the P5+1 group will be able to agree on what constitutes a serious response when they meet with Iranian leaders in Geneva on October the 1st. Assuming that's a low hurdle, there remain reasons to question the willingness of Russia and China to back sanctions, as opposed to merely considering them. Just yesterday, China's foreign ministry said that increasing the pressure on Iran would not be an effective move in the nuclear debate. And France has shown some softness on the issue recently, too, notably after Prime Minister François Fillon met with Vladimir Putin outside Moscow. So it's fair to say that there have been plenty of mixed signals on the issue, which in geopolitics is how the game of leverage is often played. That's one reason the question of ballistic missile defense has been so key, and though no one will say so publicly, there reportedly have been some private indications that President Obama's recent announcement about BMD plans in Europe did help to move the Russians on the Iran issue. Whether that also will lead to stronger action down the line, or whether more concessions will be demanded by Moscow, Beijing, or others, remains an open question. We'll be following this one, and you can too, by logging onto our website at www.stratfor.com. I'm Marla Dial. That's our podcast today. Thanks for listening, and please join us for more tomorrow.